Good afternoon, guys. It is Thanksgiving. We just got back from our big family get-together. Mason's still in bed. She will not wake up. She's tuckered out. But we got Bubby, and Savannah's on her way out. We're going to go out and feed everybody, and she has decided that she's going to move the chicks over to the big house today. All right, boys. You guys want something to eat? Huh? Good. You all fluffy, getting fat. Let me get you some feed here. Half of it goes on the ground because your dang head's in the way. He's a fat boy. Hi, girl. All the doelings are clear out at the very far end of the hot fence. So we're gonna go feed Savannah's goats real quick. Can you say hi? Can you say hi? Can you say hi? Come on. Oh gosh, get knocked over. I mean, yeah. I know, y'all are starving to death. I know, y'all are starving to death. Get back. Go eat some. Go over there to that tub. Look at them. Go over there. Eat out of that tub. Then I can put some in this tub. Oh my gosh. Milky Way should be having babies in about 3 or 4 weeks. She's getting pretty fat. Big old belly. You got a big old belly. Yeah. She's like super tight. My goodness. Your belly's tight too from eating alfalfa. You're old fat. Man, calm down. Gosh. Why are you so mean? Why are you so mean? Oh man, calm down. You got Sandy. She's not mean. Run a little whitey off.
Yeah, they're trying to pick on her.
You need to get bigger.
Put the water under.
Hopefully we can breed this one next year. That's the plan. She's just not putting the weight on, but if she will put the weight on, eventually I think she will. We'll throw her out there with the does when we put the buck on next year and breed her. All right, well, let's go take care of the chickens. Actually, I'm gonna get my doelings to come up here. Come on! Here they come, out there eating grass. Come on, girls, come on! I'm hoping that fescue I planted out there can start coming up now we got some rain. Man, she is out there. What's she doing all the way out there? Come on, goat! Come on, come on! Oh, she's like, oh crap, they all left me! Try and catch up. She's way behind. She's hollering at him. She's like, come back! You see her running there. This shed here, we've checked it like, since we've had chickens, we started checking it because I thought, well, there's straw in it. Maybe you would think that the chickens would lay eggs in it randomly. And there for months and months, didn't have any eggs in it. So we quit checking it. Well, a few days ago, I was out here, it was pouring down rain, so I wasn't videoing. But I ran in there to do something, and I looked in the back stall, and there was a nest in the corner, and it was mounded with eggs. I think there was 21 or 22 eggs in that nest. Come on, girls. Come on. Come around the gate. Come on. Come on. So yeah, so I took like a bucket of eggs, or I had a little feed tub. I filled it up with eggs and took it to Savannah. I was like, look what I just found. Hi, girls. There's feed back here. Come on. Over here. Come on. Right here. Right there. Here you go. Here you go. Pigs. Hey, let's go. Let's go. Woo. Yeah. Savannah's bound and determined that we're going to get turkeys. That's probably going to be a future buy before too long. Ah, it's a beautiful evening. Gonna try to go with my brother over to his hunting spot. He actually tagged out last night on a 150-inch 11-point. He told me I could hunt his spot. Went in there this morning and Didn't really see much. Does and a little buck. So
Oh, you guys did good.
we're just gonna run in there right at dark tonight and sit on a stump and rattle and grunt, see if we can't get something to come in.
We got 8 eggs.
8 eggs?
Yep.
That's pretty good.
Roost.
Some of them look identical quail. I know they're not, but they're pretty little things. You got a little fluff ball there.
Splash and orange.
Splash and orange and curlicue, I don't know.
Mrs. Frizzle.
Mrs. Frizzle, is that what we call her?
Miss Frizzle. Magic School Bus.
Yeah, off Magic School Bus. Alright. Well, so how do you want to go about doing this?
I think that this Silky is a rooster.
Alright. Here's the 2 fluffy ones. You'd think it'd be easier to catch them. Hello. It is dusty in here, by the way. Girl. No chickens were harmed in the making of this film. Don't you fly out of here. Whoa! Ah! Right off the door. Alright, now I'll get the heat light out of here and go rig it up in there for them. And then we'll be done with this part. Also, I want to say for anybody that's just starting out and hasn't really dealt with the heat lights or any kind of a heating element like this, be very careful. Take extra precaution to make sure that you rig it up to where it cannot fall. We have had, when I was younger, had a heat light that got down in the hay and actually burnt some of our good animals and burned up a really good shed. And since then, we always take extra precaution to make sure that that doesn't happen. I mean, there's always accidents that happen, but just take the time to make sure. Like this one here, I'll show you what we did to it. The first one we have is the clamp, but as you can see, it doesn't wrap all the way around. So it's kind of just clamps on there. So I put a screw so that it can't fall off, but it could always come loose here. It could always pull out. And if the cord was loose, it would just drop down on the ground. And so, just keep that from happening, we always tie our cords up tight. So even if that would come loose and fall, it would just be swinging off of the cord. And that way, it can't just fall on the ground and start a fire. So it's a good thing to watch out for if you guys are new at it, or even if you're not. I mean, most people know, but some people don't. So just be careful whenever you're dealing with heat lights, because they are hot and they will start fires. All right, kids. Watch out, watch out, watch out. Coming through. Right. So I've got my screw right here. Keep that from possibly falling if it had a mind to. And then I'm gonna run my cord up higher and tie it so it cannot fall. So as you can see, I got the screw there that keeps that from falling or being able to slide off of the board anyway. And then I've tied my cord up and then run around and plugged it in. Probably ought to get this cord wrapped up off the ground here, but they just knock it back down. I'll hook it up in a minute. But yeah, that's definitely something you want to think about when you're dealing with heat lights and putting heat lights up. If you can prevent something from happening or at least minimize risk, it's a good thing to do so. Dr. Phil up on the mound. Old Dr. Phil. He's a crazy chicken. He likes to strut. Ah! Here, why don't you wear the Circle G Kiko hat? There you go. There's my boy. Advertising. Ready to get this big old dead tree cut down. Keeps dropping limbs every time it rains. There's limbs there, there's limbs over here. Can't keep the limbs cleaned up fast enough. Yeah, gotta make room for new goat barn. Talking to her. So I'd like, once I get this big tree cut down to where it won't fall on anything, might like to bring the chicken house and actually put it in line with this fence and maybe pour concrete in it, make it permanent. And then over here where Remy's at now, this tree right here, I'd like to cut it out because it's hollow and it's really not that good of a tree anyway. And then maybe put like a 10 by 12 or 10 by 16 barn right there, and I'll pour concrete in it as well. I think that's about it as far as chores go. I'm gonna go hunting with Kade tonight. We are in the truck again, headed out hunting. Kade tagged out last night on 150-inch 11 point. Went in there right at dark on the ground, grunted him in, shot him what, 10 yards? 10 yards. Smoked him at 10 yards. He went like 10 yards and died. So we're gonna try to do that again this evening, only I'm shooting. So I don't know, we'll see. We're gonna give her heck, see what happens. Well guys, we just got in here and right over here behind this, where this big cedar is, there's a field right in there. There was a stud of a buck, tall sucker, old buck, big old buck, with some does. And then there's about, what, 10 doe out there, probably. So we're hoping that's a good sign that there's deer back here in the back. Try to grunt one in. If there's something worth shooting at, come out. So that's the game plan. It's worked multiple times here. It's like we're getting good at this. We've got this down pat. Like you come in here right at dark, they come out to feed. They grunt at them, get them all worked up.
You want the
They come. I think I'd take the horns, just in case. You get them all fired up, aggravated at you, they come running in, you shoot them. So that's what we're gonna go try right now. There's several doe down in the corner. Right here is where he shot his buck from. And that buck, I don't know if you can see this fallen tree right here behind him. That buck he called him off this field. He came down. There's a trail right here. That buck came right down, stopped right there under that fallen tree at 10 yards, and he shot him. We're moving. Big buck on the other side of the timber. They just spotted him. Running. Walking across. Where do you think I should get? Get that big tree. Right here. All the way up there. Guys, I don't know what kind of footage we got, if any. But I just stuck a pretty darn nice buck. He come in, I was snorting and wheezing, Kade was rattling. A pickup drove by and he was watching that pickup. Once that pickup got clear, he just come running in. He was at 43 yards when I ranged him last. So I stuck my 45 just a smidgen low and squeezed off, and it smacked him hard. Started kind of acting a little stumbly, and then he went in the timber down there. So we're gonna see about an arrow. Possibly be my biggest buck. He's big. He's big. But anyways, stay tuned. So the buck ran in the timber, and so I called the guy, and he brought his drone out with the thermal on it. And we are now looking for a deer with a thermal. He ran in somewhere right here, but yeah.
What's that right there?
That's yeah, that's pretty small.
No, to the right.
What's that right under your pointer?
Right there?
No, right by you in the middle.
Dead
Right by
center.
the edge of the timber.
But there is something out here, but it's too small. See that red thing?
Mm-hmm. Dang coon or something.
That's got a big coon.
Pretty fat.
That's insane though that you can tell that detail.
Yeah, that armadillo, that back behind us was pretty easy to pick out because he was out in the road. Once you get up here in the trees, there's a lot of, like them trees, they're holding that much heat.
True.
Good morning, guys. Well, I wish this morning was a little better. I wish I was in a little better mood, and I wish I was holding a big old buck. Last night, standing behind that tree right there. That big old buck was standing right behind me at like 40 something yards. When I shot, it was a loud thump. About to hit front shoulder. We looked and looked for the arrow. Did not find it. I'm getting ready to walk out here and look again. There was blood 30 yards from where the impact zone was. Dark red blood. Looked good, looked promising. We watched him go in the timber down here. Looked like he was a little woozy, like he was kind of stumbling a little bit, like he's gonna go down. Gave him like 4 hours, came out like, what, 10 o'clock, 10:30. Went into this little block of timber right here. The crazy thing is, when we pulled in, there was a good buck on that field right there. One of my buddies was hunting around the corner, didn't know he was there. And when we pulled in, we actually scared that buck over towards him. He shot that buck, went in the same block of timber. So and then he made a killer shot, and almost the exact same time I shot mine. Well, then they were in there loading his deer, so we let mine sit because we didn't know about the shot. Not knowing that they were actually in there with their side-by-side loading the deer and stuff. So if he was bedded down there, he got up and ran off. And that's the issue we're having. We had a drone out here last night and couldn't find anything other than armadillos and possums and other deer, coyotes. But we looked till about midnight last night and didn't find anything. We found a little bit of blood back in the timber. Crazy thing is, we were tracking my deer and actually found his deer's blood and tracked where they loaded him. And that's when I gave him a phone call. I'm like, well, trying to figure out what was going on. And he said, yeah, I killed one too. So I was like, gosh, like, what's the chances? What's the chance of that? And he shot a really nice big old 8-pointer. I mean, he's a nice buck. Because when we pulled in, we're like, dang, that's a nice buck out there. And then he shot it with like 30 minutes later. So pretty crazy, but I don't know. I'm going to come out here and do a sweep for my arrow one more time. Well, this is the crazy thing. There's a pile of blood right on the other side of this cedar tree where Josh's buck, after he shot it, died. Come in that corner and died right there. This big cedar tree right here, my buck entered right there. So his buck was laying or shortly after I shot was laying right there. My buck entered here. So when we were looking for blood, we walked this way and then we kind of crisscrossed and found the big pile because we'd left mine set for like 4 hours. Well, he made a lot better shot obviously on his, so he went down right away. So they was able to load it pretty quick. So if mine came in here and bedded up, they didn't know it. I think they possibly spooked mine up and it took off. Lord knows where. There's a doe school. Anyways, well guys, just got chores done. Gonna run in and get ready, pack for running over to the mother and father-in-laws for do our Thanksgiving over there. Chicks are doing fantastic this morning. Anyways, didn't find my buck. And I'm just gonna pray that maybe I just hit him in the shoulder. Arrow popped. Well, he ran off with the arrow, but maybe the arrow popped out somewhere and he's gonna be fine. That's what I hope. I hope that and pray that he's okay. Maybe I'll show back up on camera. Maybe I'll get another chance at him later this year. I don't know. I absolutely hate wounding deer, so that's my biggest concern right now is that he's either dead or he's gonna be fine. That's what I hope, because I don't want him to suffer. But anyways, guys, it was a good Thanksgiving either way. It sucks, it really does. That was the biggest deer I've ever shot with my bow, so it sucks, but it's not the end of the world. Maybe the story will continue later. We still got several days of season left, so there's always a chance. There's always a chance. Anyways, I think that's about it for this video, guys. I really do appreciate every one of you that follow me on YouTube and enjoy my content. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please do. And until next time, God bless.